Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's clinical lectures on abnormal uterine bleeding, a systematic approach to diagnosis and management. I am Dr. Jeff Mate, a senior lecturer in the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology here at QUES. Today, we'll explore one of the most common presenting complaints in our gynecological practice. This is affecting up to 1/3 of all our patients. This is the condition that really impacts women's quality of life. And our goal today is to equip you with a systematic evidence-based approach to diagnosis and management. So let me walk you through our agenda for today. We'll begin by the epidemiology and the clinical significance of abnormal uterine bleeding, establishing why this matters so much to our patients. We'll then establish what constitutes normal versus abnormal bleeding pattern using modern standardized terminology. But the core of our discussion will focus on the OBGYN classification system. This is a figure's brilliant framework that ensure we don't miss any potential causes. We'll systematically work you through both structural and non-structural causes. Following that, we'll discuss clinical assessment and technique appropriate for investigation and evidence-based management, both medical and surgical. Finally, we'll address special population, that is including the like of adolescent, perimenopausal women, and post-menopausal women before we wrap up with some clinical synthesis and key take-home messages. So, welcome. So, before we begin, let's establish our learning objective. First, we should be able to define abnormal uterine bleeding by understanding normal menstruation patterns and also recognizing clinically significant deviation of it. Second, you will learn to apply the OBGYN classification systematically. This framework will guide your diagnosis workup and ensure comprehensive evaluation. Third, you will develop skills in conducting systematic assessment through thorough history taking and physical examination. This is where the diagnosis begins. Fourth, you will know how to order and interpret some appropriate diagnostic tests based on clinical presentation and risk factors of the patient. And finally, you will be able to formulate evidence-based, individualized management plan that consider each patient's unique circumstances, including age, fertility desire, and symptom severity. So, these objectives will guide our discussion today. Let's talk about epidemiology and clinical significance. The numbers are striking. Abnormal uterine bleeding accounts for approximately, as I said, 1/3 of all gynecology outpatient visits. 1 in 3 patients walking into a gynecological clinic present with bleeding concerns. This makes it one of the most common complaints that you will encounter in practice. The prevalence is equally remarkable. 10 to 30% of reproductive age women are affected at some point in life, though the exact figures varies based on how we define it and which population we are saving. Beyond the numbers, consider the consequences, because abnormal uterine bleeding is the leading cause of iron deficiency anemia in women worldwide. Many of our patients require iron supplementation, and some will develop even severe anemia requiring transfusion. The impacts of quality of life cannot be overstated. Women with abnormal uterine bleeding often experience significant disruption to their physical, social, and emotional well-being. They miss work, they avoid some social activity, and experience considerable anxiety, even embarrassment in the public. And finally, abnormal bleeding is a major indication for what? Hysterectomy in many settings, a significant surgical intervention that permanently affects what? Fertility. This is not just a minor inconvenience we know here in Africa setting. This is a condition that profoundly affects women's lives.